Have you ever had that strange moment where your dog instantly dislikes someone, even though that person seems completely normal to you? No history, no obvious reason, yet your dog suddenly freezes, backs away, or even growls in a way you've never seen before. It can feel confusing, almost unsettling, like your dog is reacting to something invisible. But what if that reaction isn't random at all? What if your dog is actually picking up on signals that your human senses are simply too limited to notice? Welcome to Canine Insight. And before we go deeper, don't forget to subscribe, because what you're about to learn might completely change the way you understand your dog and their instincts. Science suggests that dogs can read human behavior, emotions, and even subtle inconsistencies in ways that are surprisingly accurate. In this video, we'll break down 7 important signs your dog may be warning you about a bad person, along with the science behind why these behaviors happen. And make sure you stay until the end, because one of these signs is extremely subtle, but incredibly important. Number 1. Sudden aggression or defensive behavior. If your dog is normally calm, friendly, and social, but suddenly becomes stiff, alert, or even aggressive toward a specific person, it's one of the clearest warning signs that something feels wrong to them. This change can happen quickly. You might notice their body tense up, their ears lift forward, or a low growl that feels more serious than usual. Dogs constantly observe small details like posture, eye contact, and movement. A person may appear friendly on the surface, but their body language might be tense, unnatural, or inconsistent, which can create confusion for your dog. When a dog senses unpredictability, it often responds defensively as a way to stay safe. This type of aggression isn't about attacking, it's about protection. Your dog is reacting to something that doesn't feel right, even if you can't immediately see it. Studies suggest dogs are highly sensitive to subtle cues of dominance or threat, making this kind of reaction important to notice rather than ignore. Number 2. Avoiding the person completely. Not all warning signs are loud or obvious. Sometimes they are quiet, but just as meaningful. If your dog consistently avoids a person by moving away, hiding behind you, refusing to approach, or even leaving the room, it's a strong sign of discomfort. Avoidance is a natural survival response, where the safest option is to create distance rather than confront something uncertain. Dogs don't feel the need to be polite or socially agreeable like humans do. If something feels off, they trust that instinct immediately. This behavior can be triggered by subtle things like unfamiliar scent, uneasy energy, or body language that feels unpredictable. What makes avoidance especially important is consistency. If your dog reacts this way every time they see the same person, it means the discomfort is not temporary. It's a repeated impression based on what your dog is sensing over time. Number 3. Unusual barking or persistent alertness. Barking is a normal way for dogs to communicate, but when it becomes focused and repeated toward a specific individual, it often means something deeper is going on. Most dogs bark at unfamiliar people at first, but calm down once they recognize there is no threat. However, if your dog continues barking or remains highly alert even after multiple interactions, it suggests they are detecting something inconsistent. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to emotional and physical signals, including changes in breathing, body tension, and even stress-related hormones. A person might appear calm and friendly on the outside, but feel anxious, tense, or uneasy internally, and your dog may pick up on that mismatch. This can cause your dog to stay on alert because what they sense doesn't match what they see. In this way, your dog is reacting to deeper signals rather than just surface behavior. Number 4. Refusing to take treats or engage. When a dog refuses to take food or avoids interacting with someone, it is a strong indication of discomfort or distrust. Food is one of the biggest motivators for dogs, often strong enough to overcome fear or hesitation. So when a dog turns away from a treat or refuses to engage, it means their instinct is overriding even their desire for reward. Dogs associate food with safety and positive experiences, so rejecting it suggests they do not feel safe enough to accept anything from that person. Research has also shown that dogs can evaluate human behavior and may avoid people who have acted negatively or unfairly, especially toward their owners. This means your dog is not just reacting emotionally, but also forming judgments based on observation. When this happens, it's a clear sign that your dog does not trust that individual. Number 5. Intense staring and monitoring behavior. Sometimes your dog doesn't bark, growl, or move away. Instead, they quietly watch. If your dog locks their eyes on someone, follows their movements, and remains unusually alert, it may be engaging in monitoring behavior. This happens when a dog senses uncertainty and wants to stay prepared. You might notice their body is still, but there is tension, their ears are forward, and their focus doesn't break. This isn't simple curiosity, it's awareness. Your dog is observing closely, trying to understand whether the person poses a risk. This kind of behavior is easy to overlook because it's silent, but it can be one of the clearest signs that your dog is not fully comfortable and is actively assessing the situation. Number 6. Acting protective around you. When your dog becomes protective around you, it is one of the strongest signals that they sense something is wrong. This can include standing between you and another person, staying unusually close, or becoming more alert when that person approaches. Dogs are deeply bonded with their owners and are highly sensitive to emotional changes like stress, tension, or discomfort. Even if you are not consciously aware of these feelings, your dog may still detect them. If someone gives off negative or unstable signals, your dog may instinctively step in to protect you. This behavior is driven by both loyalty and perception. Your dog isn't just reacting for itself, but for your safety as well. Because of this, protective behavior should always be taken seriously. Number 7. Sudden behavioral changes after interaction. In some cases, your dog may not react strongly in the moment, but their behavior changes afterward. You might notice they become restless, anxious, withdrawn, or unusually alert after meeting a specific person. This delayed response suggests that your dog has processed the interaction and formed a negative impression. Dogs may not analyze situations like humans, but they do remember how something felt. If an interaction creates discomfort, that feeling can stay with them and affect their behavior later. This is especially important if the change happens consistently after being around the same person. It's a sign that something about that experience didn't feel right to your dog. Your dog may not use words, but it is constantly communicating through its behavior, reactions, and instincts. Every unusual response carries meaning, especially when it happens consistently or strongly toward a specific person. The key is learning to notice and understand those signals instead of ignoring them. Has your dog ever reacted strangely to someone and later you realized there was a reason? Share your experience in the comments. It could help others become more aware. And don't forget to subscribe, because understanding your dog isn't just about building a stronger bond. It can also help you see things you might otherwise miss. Sometimes, your dog notices the truth long before you do.